Ladies and gentlemen, it's the Noobtoob Modcast featuring Enslaver, Locke, and Sunflower.
Not something you should be buying when there's other competition out there like Halo 3 ODST.
Yeah.
I guess we'll talk about this.
Yeah, let's do that.
Pick this up the midnight launch. I have beaten the game at this point, and it was pretty fantastic. Like the storyline, the story mode, it's different from the regular Halo games because in this one you have not really an open world, but you have a hub world. Mm-hmm. Basically, you drop, since ODST stands for Orbital Drop Shock Troopers, I think it is.
Yes,
I can't remember off the top of my head, but at the beginning of the game, you drop
it like it's hot.
Bump into each other on accident because some shit happens, and you get scattered around the city, so you have to find your squad mates. Now, each mission is told via a flashback sequence, but not very much of a flashback since you guys, landed, and your character wakes up about 6 hours, I think it is 6 or 12 hours after everyone else had landed and woke up and didn't get knocked out, that type of thing. So you're going around town trying to find them, going by their beacons, and you're finding things like their helmets, and when you pick them up, not exactly in this manner, but you pick up a helmet and there will be a security camera nearby that saw what happened, and then you play what happened from that security camera's point of view.
Nice.
Or you see an anti-aircraft gun that was instrumental in doing something in that person's story, and you play what was going on in that story. So you're playing the actual game itself normally in the daytime. The hub world is nighttime.
Does the hub world work?
Yeah, it actually really does. One of the cool things about it is that they do have this neat little night vision that isn't, all green, but it's light amplification mode, which kind of traces the area around everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it doesn't really look like you're playing a cartoon or anything like that, but it works. It works very well because part of what they're trying to do with that hub world is make it so that you feel alone and disconnected from the rest of your unit, which you are, obviously, but they want you to feel that way. And you kind of have to creep along and be real careful of these patrols, but you can fight them if you want, and you can probably win, but you're probably better off just sneaking around.
Does fighting them actually do anything, or is it just like they're just obstacles you have to go around or go through?
They're just obstacles. I mean, I don't know what you want from them.
I'm just asking.
They're just there, but it really adds to the mood because the soundtrack, holy cow, guys, the soundtrack is one of the best parts of this whole game. Like, I'm not even kidding. They have it's not like the previous Halo games, although you can get some of that during the actual flashback missions.
Mm-hmm.
But eventually these flashbacks sync up with what your character's doing right then, and you start playing current with everyone else.
Yeah.
Because you have some other team members with you. So I like that touch, that there was a point where, oh hey, there's not going to be any more hub world to go look around in because we have to go right now and do this. So that was pretty cool. But another thing about the story is that they have audio logs scattered throughout the hub world, so it encourages you to explore. And one of the cool things that does is there is a AI that's in control of the city called the Superintendent. He,
is it a school?
Superintendent controls. What's that?
Is it a school?
No, it's not a school. City.
Gotcha.
But he's doing things like he can control, stoplights, crosswalks, digital signs all over the city, things like that. And if you get near one of these audio logs, he can kind of direct you to that, kind of subtly, but you can actually, if you start paying attention, you can get pointed out these audio logs very well. And they tell this other story, which chronicles what happens to the Superintendent while the Covenant invade. Because this game is set between Halo 2 and 3. This is pretty much, I think it's right before Halo 2. Where the Covenant have come to Earth, because you are on Earth.
Nubamasa.
Yeah, so you're on Earth, and the Covenant are here, and shit's going down, and you get to hear about someone else's point of view, somebody's daughter that worked on the Superintendent, and what's going on with that. And the craziest thing about this is, it's basically Dante's Inferno.
Really?
How? How is it Dante's Inferno?
There's a cast of characters that are leading you through. First they call the Superintendent Virgil, which is the first big.
Okay, all right.
And what that does is it guides them through all these different, types of sin that other people are doing in this time of chaos.
Wait, that seems really out of place. Why does that work?
It does. It definitely does, because it wasn't until afterwards, and someone mentioned Dante's Inferno and Halo 3. I was like, really? And I was like, yeah, it all makes sense. And then I go back and check my audio logs, and it's like Circle 1, Arc 3 for each, label. It has a different circle, and it all matches up. You've got your greed, you've got your deceivers, and all that. And it actually worked out really cool, and I really dug the alternate story as well.
Okay.
So I figured that would get your interest a little bit, Jam, because you think Halo's all for idiots, right?
But not because
judging
of the story.
from the line I was standing in.
not because of the story. I mean, how are the mechanics basically the same as Halo 3?
Yes, Jam, it's exact same.
You're smaller, the shields are gone, and you have stamina, which is basically shields that recharge.
So,
you can pick up health packs around. But it basically feels the same, just a little bit different because you're smaller. As you know, Master Chief's 8 feet tall or something like that? It's huge.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so you've got real life normal people. So I hopped in a Mongoose, those little Wienermobiles that you drive that don't have any guns.
Yeah.
It looked big on my dude. I was like, wow, this is actually a pretty cool thing instead of a little, crotch rocket. So that was kind of neat because the size does play a difference, and your grenades arc a little bit different because you're lower to the ground. So I thought that was cool. You can't jump as high.
Does everyone still jump around and shoot?
Oh, well, the thing is, it comes with the second disc, which is the Halo 3 multiplayer. And it really is simply Halo 3's multiplayer mode with extra maps on there included. So you see no difference whatsoever in that.
Oh, okay.
But the entire campaign is co-op, which is cool, up to 4 players. Totally awesome. You can change what character you are as far as appearance, so you're not always just a Master Chief or an elite Spartan. I'm sorry, an elite multiplayer, because there's firefight mode in ODST. What's that? It's basically horde mode, but with Halo mechanics. And it is far superior to horde mode. I'm saying it.
Okay.
It pains me to say this because you know how much I love Gears. You know how much I love Gears.
Yeah.
But Halo ODST's firefight is far superior because it's got waves, rounds, and sets. You have 5 waves of enemies that you must kill to move on to the next round. You have 3 rounds that you must progress past to get to the next set, and I think you have 5 sets that you have to beat. Each round turns on different skulls, and if you're not familiar with what the skulls are, they can do things like give the enemy twice as much health. They can make it so you can't recharge your health unless you melee an enemy. Make it so they always throw grenades as much as they possibly can to try and kill you. Things like that. So it gets pretty intense when you see some bad skulls turn up. And all 4 of your players, or you can play alone if you feel the need, or
like you did on the night of.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't want to dive into the campaign.
It's all good. It's all good.
But you have a life pool that all 4 of you, use from. So if you die, if I'm playing with Jerry the Cable Man, and he dies 6 times and uses all 6 of our lives, I'm going to be a little upset with him. So it's up to everybody to work together. Scoring's fantastic.
But how is that better? If one person can drag the entire team down, how is that better, rather than them just having to sit the round out?
I'll tell you how it's better.
Yeah.
Because you can earn extra lives based on how you perform in bonus rounds, which will do things like put a dropship that's doing nothing but unloading grunts constantly, and you just mow them down and try and get a certain score. The scoring is handled very cool. There are different medals that you can get. You kill 2 in a row. You kill 3 really quick. You kill 100 people without dying, things like that. And the score challenges are where it's at. Firefight, the reason why it's superior to Gears of War is because of the AI. It really is. Let's not give Gears of War 2 too much credit. The AI doesn't need that much to happen. I mean, really, you put down your shields, they advance, and advance, and advance, and that's all.
And they get stuck behind the shields.
Right. Now, Halo has AI, and I remember listening to Halo 3 as they were developing it before it came out. One of the developers was talking about his AI and how proud they are of it, and that certain ranks of different enemies will behave a little bit different, depending on who you kill. The soldiers underneath them will behave differently. Mm-hmm. And I always find that stuff fascinating, because I love artificial intelligence. Yeah, but the AI by far is the reason why this is superior, because it's fun. Okay. You're never sitting around. You can't really dig in because, like I said, the AI, I mean, they will tell everyone to just blow the shit out of you with as many grenades as they have, or you'll have some fearsome weapon that will actually beat the shit out of you if you're trying to hide. So you've got to keep moving around. You've got to keep killing. You've got to really pull out all the stops and take care of people. So,
will you ever go back to Horde mode?
It would be hard to do. If I am, it's for the characters. But it's going to be really hard because ODST has got a fantastic firefight mode on top of its already great campaign. So This is definitely worth my money, and I highly urge all of you who are sitting on the fence about it, pick it up. You won't be disappointed because it's fantastic gameplay and a fantastic setting, and it's not all about being competitive, although you can put in disc too if you really want to be. So that's ODST. Highly recommended, and wow, the soundtrack, guys. Wow.